Libra, there's a lot of like conflict going on. So you might be dealing with like a lot of like your home, your relationships, your coworkers that you're dealing with. This can also be like internal conflicts within yourself where you're unable to, because this card is basically everyone has their own intention, everyone is holding their wand, but they can't agree on everything. So there's this conflict, there's this constantly butting heads, and it's basically like a group project, but everyone wants the group project to go a certain way. Like I'm thinking about college or high school where you get assigned certain people and you can't, a teacher, like someone else assigns what, so you can't, so you know when you have a project and you're not, like you can't pick the people that you want to work with. And I feel like that is with life in general. We can't pick the people that we work with. We can't pick the people that we can't pick the people that we go into relationships with, but we can't pick like families, or like what families we're born into, or like what people we work with sometimes. I mean, you can leave work jobs in regards, but sometimes the fact that you might be dealing with that personality, so you have to look at the personality. This is about working with certain personality types. You have to think about like relationships with, and I'm saying this as a Libra sun, so you have to think with the lesson with Libra is that our relationships, and also I have Libra in my 7th house, which is about relationships. So this is about like, think about like our relationship. And even if this isn't your case in regards to, even if this isn't your case, like your astrology isn't even the 7th, or you're Libra and you don't have any placement in your 7th house, your relationships, or it doesn't even have to connotate with your Libra sign, doesn't matter, because our relationships are mirrors to our inner self. So you have to think about like, if you don't like how people are reacting, oftentimes this is lessons of what is inside of you that you are conflicting with yourself. But out in the outside perspective, there's a conflict going on. People aren't agreeing on this, where the project is going. This can literally be like team meetings, or this can be like committee meetings where people are arguing over like where they want their community to go, and they just like can't agree. So in June 2024, you might be dealing with a lot of conflict and relationship conflicts, and just like not being on the same page with people, and dealing with people that are a complete contrast to you. And there's miscommunication where people aren't able to communicate, align to the same path, even if they are in the core in the same vicinity, and they're trying to do the same thing. It's like, and also I'm getting like people like to argue. Like that's the thought I just got. Like people like to argue to just argue. So sometimes as a Libra, you really have to just like stop trying to make relationships work and just fucking walk away. Just let people be whoever the fuck they want to be. And I feel like this is a message for me, because I definitely, as a Libra sun, I definitely get in this, and in Libra sun in the 7th house, I definitely get in this energy of where like I want to fix people, or I want, no, that's my Virgo moon. Listen to your own needs. Like if there's if you're not matching, this card essentially is telling me like if you're not matching with your environment, yeah, it's okay to leave. But if you're seeing a pattern of constantly leaving situations because of certain relationships or certain personalities keep coming up in different people, and you keep leaving the situations, but then you keep going into situations that are literally the same pattern in relationships and connections, and then you have to look into like, this might be an inner mirror, like this is something I need to learn. But sometimes as Libras, we like to be the balancing, we like to like be the mediator, because you can see the main person is kind of just like, his body language is saying like, hey, like let's, like he's more pensive, he's more passive, he's more on the receiving end, while all these other individuals, it's like they're just like trying, like their body language is more like assertive, their body language is more like aggressive. So it's like sometimes you just need to fucking walk away, is what I'm getting with this. Yeah, bruh, fucking high priestess. Yeah, you really need to listen to your intuition of when people are just like trying to argue. Like people are just trying to create a fight with you to just create a fight. They're trying to make you feel uncomfortable because they want to. So it's like really listen to your intuition, listen to your higher knowledge that's within your vicinity of like, sometimes we just need to walk away. Sometimes we just need people to be their toxic selves, and if they want to argue, if they want to gossip, if they want to keep ranting and not change their environment, because I feel this person in the middle is like, hey, let's create a plan. Hey, I'm receptive to your thoughts, your feelings. I'm receptive to like, what do you want? But these people are like already aggressive, already reactive. Well, this person is like just responding. So it's like sometimes people want to fight just to fight. Sometimes people just want to gossip to gossip. They don't want results. They don't want to fix the problem, which as a Libra sun with Virgo placements, I have so many problems with that in my own personal life. But this isn't about me. This is about your, and you can see even in the High Priestess, there's like a little mirror or something. So really look into like how your relationships are mirroring back to your own inner self. But really use your own intuition of like, is this actually relatable to me? So even in this reading, use your intuition in this reading. Hey, this isn't my reading. Don't try to make things work for you. Don't try to like fit into other people's notion of their environment or what they want or what they seek. Use your intuition to like look into your inner knowledge. You have that knowledge within your vicinity. It's all like that inner guidance, that inner knowledge is already inside you. You don't need to look at books. You don't need to look at outside resources. You need to look within yourself. I think like in June 2024, Libra, like there's a lot of conflict that's within you where like you're wanting to like be compliant to people's wishes and needs. But in that sense, when we do that, you might be putting yourself in danger to the aspects of other people's aggressiveness. Sometimes people don't want to hear you. Sometimes people they're just like attack you. It's not for a reason like you're unlikable or you're not a good person or like you need to change, but it's just like shitty people are shitty people. Listen to your intuition, listen to that inner guidance of when your safety is literally in danger, because like these people their body language is very aggressive and they're literally about to like attack this person while this person's like open, they're vulnerable. Really study and recalibrate the people you're with, your environment, your relationships. Like really review where you're at right now, and if if your values align with these people's values, and if you just need to walk away, if you just need to let it go. So 1, this is a choice. 2, this is a relationship. So again, use your intuition in regards to what this reading is. If it isn't your reading, it isn't your reading. There's a conflict, there's something that's going on internally, and maybe it's internal conflict in regards to like you feel conflicted of who to choose. I mean, we have a woman that's very in tune with her sexuality, and she's vulnerable and she's open and she's naked, as well as a woman that's more enclosed, that's more reserved. I'm just seeing the contrast of someone that's naked and vulnerable while someone is clothed, which can show our psyches of like contrast of us having that vulnerability, as we see with this card, as well as when we wear clothes. It's like, I mean, and that Lovers is associated with like that Adam, and for vulnerability in relationships, because I don't know if because we're studying Cupid, so it could be a destined connection. Magician, this is something you're manifesting. You have all the tools in hand to get what you want. So this isn't just being vulnerable to other people's destinies or like what other people want for you. This is really taking control. The Lovers is often traditionally it is associated with your own choice. So you are the co-creator of your own path. So it's like a choice of the contrast of like, what is destiny? Do we have a choice in where our destiny goes, or are we just vulnerable to whatever our spiritual guidance? But you do have choice, you do have a control, and you have all the tools. As we also with like the High Priestess we saw in the beginning, you have all the inner knowledge to get what you want, because he's looking above for guidance. But I mean, the angel is right there. Ten of Pentacles is like the ultimate manifestation or financial card, because also it is support from families, loyalty from family. It is having all the abundance that you need. And we also have the Pope, so this is going through this in a very traditional aspect. This can be connecting to spirituality, this can be connecting to a master, or through a master to learn something, but it's very like traditional, religious. Like, as you see, the Pope is blind, but he has eyes on both hands. That's actually makes me think of a movie, I forget the movie's name. This connects like our spirituality, our connection to our spirit team, our spirituality, our God, whatever you believe in, is not through sight, is not through what we see in the outer, but it's an inner guidance. Here I'm seeing with the magician, the manifestation, you have all the tools that you need, and I feel you will get the support that you need in order to, I'm seeing that he's actually holding like a document, so I'm feeling like and we have a sailboat right there. So this is like, and I think it's in the Two of Wands or Three of Wands, or there's a sailboat, and Two of Wands or Three of Wands, it's about like sailboats is about like, well, it's about transportation, but it's also about things coming into our lives. And so I'm getting that you're going to receive something that's going to finally give you the abundance of what you're trying to receive. But there is a choice, and you have to understand that you have a choice on either being vulnerable to whatever, well, whatever my life needs to go, I'll go. Like, I'll make the choice in regards to my spirit team and what they want from me. You also remember that our spirit team is there for us to guide us. So it's like, it's really taking control of our lives. It's really taking control of what we want in this lifetime, and then asking for guidance of our spirit team to actually guide us in order to get everything that we want. And this can also be in regards and connecting back to like the first card and the last card. This is like, you started out with conflict, but I feel like in June you're going to receive support from family. So this can be like, because grapes, we can see grapes right above. Grapes are connected to abundance. But often grapes, it takes time, it takes nourishing, it takes a lot of time and waiting and the right ingredients in the right season in order to create the wine. And to create the wine, you have to build on the grapes, and it takes a long time to build on, and watering the grapes, and it has to be the right season, it has to be the right time, it has to be the right soil. So you have to consider that abundance doesn't come right away, and there is a process. But I'm seeing like there's, with the first card and the last card, there is a pattern of relationships, of connections. But we can see how gradually there is a conflict going on with relationships and connections, but then you are given that support with your inner family or your chosen family or whatever, or because the Ten of Pentacles is often like support from family or someone else who can finance you in regards to like loyalty, and often it has to do with like inner circles or inner connections, because the Ten of Pentacles, it is very like familial. So it's having that support from your family in order to manifest everything that you need. And you have to remember that you already have all the tools you need. And so it's best to ignore the conflicts that you are currently facing and go forth to align to the higher realm. We saw the Pope, and this is a masculine energy of the High Priestess. So this tells me that you really need to listen to your higher intuition. You really need to listen to what's coming through, and getting like, it might be about ignoring what's on the outside and the conflicts on the outside, because that could actually be a distraction to the spiritual realm. But there is a choice. You have a choice in where your life goes in regards to the Lovers and the Magician. Like in destiny, our purpose, we are not just there to just receive and go where our guides or where the Cupid's arrow hits us and we're like, oh well, this is the relationship I meant for, or this is my twin flame, so I have to stay with this relationship even if it's super toxic and we're constantly fighting and there's arguing. It's like you have a choice on the connections, your life, your environment. You can move out of the environment. You can find, you have a choice of certain people. You have a choice of resolution. There was always a choice. You have a choice of having all the tools and actually using all the tools. You have a choice of actively creating the life that you want with the Magician. And with the Ten of Pentacles, this is like you have the support that you need from the universe or family or inner connections to manifest. Okay, and then something else that I want to talk about in regards to the Ten of Pentacles is that the Ten of Pentacles is also about like the resources that you already have. So it kind of connects with the Magician in regards to like you already have the tools. You already have the resources. But in regards to the Lovers and the Magician, this can be a relationship that you are actually trying to manifest. This person also looks like he's like dissatisfied with the choices he has, because he's looking up when he has two options already. And it can be because we have the little Cupid angel, which is kind of connected with like the destiny in love, and that like in retrospect people have this thought process because of Cupid with love is like, oh, if you're matched with someone, like you can't get away from them because it's like your destiny with that person. But he's just like, he seems just like unsatisfied with, this is an angel while this is a human form. So it could be like choice between a divine connection to someone who might be, it's like it makes more sense in regards to like what's expected. So maybe the conflict has to do with the choice that you're making in love. People in your life are unhappy with the relationship you're in, but you have control, you have the tools, you have the resources. So it could just be like you need to ask for the resources.